Hello everyone. Okay, so just going to be ranking up my American account. I've already ranked it up a little bit. I've got it to, I think it's C rated. I've done about 8 races, I think, or 7 races. I've won every one I've done so far. I did it yesterday, and I've done a few a couple of weeks ago as well. Done the FIA race obviously on Saturday. So I want to get this ranked up so it's more opportunity to race with different people. And obviously if I can race with other drivers, well, it's learning other drivers for if we ever make it to a world tour event or anything. A few hours probably. A few hours of streaming, but it's going to be mainly this race B until I've got enough money to get the X 2014. So my rating at the moment is CS. It's quite handy to do this time of day because although it'll be fairly weak competition like sometimes, but you've got a chance of racing higher rated drivers for me, so I can rank up quicker because there'll be the odd A rated driver. Oh no, I just did that quickly. I did a 32.8 in the Porsche on the EU one and then beat that with the Beetle. I should be in the 0.4s or 5s, but I can't do the last corner. I mess it up every time. I was going through the last sector against Tidgeney's lap, exactly the same through the sector time, and was on for the perfect, well, 38.45, and I just mess the last corner up every time. It annoys me. So I need to just warm up with this Porsche anyway. Yeah, there's a chance of, at this time of day, with being not much people on it, because I was doing this the other day, and sometimes there was only 14 people in the race, but like there was 2 A-rated drivers. I mean, I beat them all by about 15 seconds, but it's just good for me because I rank up faster then. Whereas if I go on at a busier time, I'm just going to race C-rated drivers, and it's just going to be a painful and like bit of a long process, to be honest. At least this, I've got a chance of racing some okay drivers. I just need to check my force feedback because I forgot to calibrate it before the game started, so we'll just have to see. There's a few different regions on the America region, so I've been through different countries. And this grip thing is really annoying me because I have more grip on my American account than I do on my EU account. The rear end is more planted for me, and I don't know why it's like this. It's really baffling me. Like corners like that, I can just put full power down without any worry. On my EU account, I have to be really delicate. I don't know why it's like that. Yeah, there's quite a few cars you can use on this track. Yeah, everything's set up identical to my EU account. There is not one thing different. I've tried a different account. This has happened now on every account I've created for the America regions. I've got more grip in the rear end. Now, I'm going to set up another EU account to test it because it could be something. Let me just slow down. And it could be something to do with when I've created my account, obviously when I've bought GT Sport, there's some sort of difference with, because it's so easy for things like that to happen. I mean, if you remember a while ago, there was a bug for people that were getting a grip bug. Whether I've got a slight different, it definitely feels like different physics for me on my EU account to the 2 other accounts I've created since then. So I need to create another EU account and test it out on my EU account. That I've always noticed it when I watch replays. Some cars look like they've got more grip at the rear when they're in the same car as you're driving. It's really weird. But I'm going to test it out and see, because I did this lap Monday night. I just went straight on, the 3rd lap on, 33.007. And it took me about 2 hours to try and beat that time in the Porsche on the EU leaderboard. It took me ages. I was literally on there for hours on the EU account. I eventually got a 32.8. I don't think the potential for lap times any different. There's no difference in terms of what lap you can achieve. I just think it's a lot easier to be consistent on this account than my other account. And that I could have, if I uploaded my race from the FIA race on the American regions, you'd see that even when my tyre wear was going, I still had reasonable grip. I mean, it is for me because I'm C rated, so I've not ranked this account up yet. So I've got a chance of racing some higher rated drivers. Hi, Emma. Beetle is so much better through that section than the Porsche. I need to warm up a bit here, I'm a bit rusty. See, through there as well, the Beetle can just go flat out. I mean, the Porsche can go flat out there as well, but it's a little bit harder in the Porsche. I haven't got the M3 yet on this account. I've only got a few cars, so I'm saving my money up for the Red Bull, so I can do a couple of them races on the America region as well. Calster with his gear selections. I'm not really pushing at the moment, Calster. I'm just randomly driving around. Also, in race conditions, you don't do the same gears you would do in hot lapping. And also, Calster, what you need to remember is everyone has different like gear preferences. Sometimes some people like going in lower gears to get the rear kicking out. I always notice, like when I watch sort of like Tidgeney's lap sometimes he uses really low gears because he must like the rear sliding a bit. I don't use cockpit camera because it's slower. Less visibility, you don't have a rear view mirror. I only use it on the Red Bull because the Red Bull car's a little bit easier to drive with it. I mean, if there wasn't an advantage in using this view, I would still be using the cockpit, but there's a clear advantage in this view. It's a little bit looser. Morning, Nick. I don't like the hood cam, to be honest. Doesn't for me it doesn't feel right, but it just depends what you're used to be honest. But for me, when I tested this view out compared to the cockpit view, I noticed straight away with the cockpit view, the cockpit view had less grip on corners, and also when I've got A+ drivers in here now, so this is good for me, in a way, but he's probably going to beat me because I've come on not warmed up and he's quite fast. So, but you can see I've got only B-rated drivers in, so if I finish, I can afford to probably finish 7th and I'll still gain driver rating. Yeah, I like the bumper view. I mean, the cockpit view was okay, but I found over bumps, it seemed to affect the steering way more than when you're on the bumper view, especially at Bathurst. Bathurst, you could really tell the difference between the cockpit view and the bumper view. That's where I first seen a massive difference, and then I started seeing my lap times come down with this view a lot more. Yeah, I still feel the grip difference. It's not massive, it's just noticeable for me. There's like slight difference to the rear of the car. It's not like, I don't think you're going to get any sort of lap time gain out of it. I just think it's more, it's a little bit easier to drive consistent. I didn't do last night's races, didn't bother. I streamed instead. I wasn't doing them races. At least when I'm streaming, I've still got 3 bars on the American account, so that's quite good, because that means I can stream, shouldn't have many issues in the races. In the B2 I had it on minus 1 or 2, I think I had it on. That's what I've got to check this actually. I don't know what my brake bias is on. Yeah, 2, that's about right. Try and concentrate a bit. I mean, to be honest, it doesn't really matter now. I'm not that worried about these races because it doesn't matter if I win or not. As long as I finish in the top 3, it's going to rank up. So I can just take it quite easy. I don't really need to concentrate 100%. I don't think it's based because of my American account. I think it's just because it's a new account, because I'm going to test it with another EU account and see if the difference happens there. I have a feeling that it's going to be the same. I think it's something to do with when I've bought this game, something to do with the model that was used then, and it's left something within. It's something different, definitely. It could be happening for a lot of people. Like, there could be loads of people that have noticed the same thing, but it could be my steering wheel that it's highlighting something. I have no idea. But I will probably do another UK account and test it out and see. Yeah, it depends when you create the account though, I think. When you actually, I don't know. I mean, isn't it? Is that why I'm so slow? For me, it's not made any difference in terms of speed. Sometimes I felt like I could go faster on my EU one than this, because this felt a bit more planted, so I couldn't kick the rear out, but I think this is more consistent to drive. Anyway, let's try and concentrate a bit. and concentrate. He's right behind me still. You're not going around the outside there. That was it. You should have just held behind, really. I need to warm up because I've been driving the Beetle. I'm not used to this car again. I was in the 30. I did a 33.2 in the race the other day on this. Penalty. I drifted it. Lost the rear. Whoa! Braked really early then. Oh, he lost it on the exit. He spun on the exit on the curb. How do I... Did that give me an SR down for him spinning in front of me? I didn't hit him. He spun on them. Yeah, I hit him because he spun though. All right, I get you. Yeah, the game thinks I hit him, but he spun, and yeah, that's where they need to have some sort of logic in it. If it senses they've spun, which can't be hard, if they've spun on a corner before the contact, surely the game should really be able to detect that. Can't be too hard. My lap times are so slow here. I was in 33. I mean, I've been doing time trial before it, so I was warmed up, but I was in 33.2s and 3s. I mean, we were battling quite a bit though, so a lot of lap time was lost in that. It just helps, I think, with the Porsche, just to give it a little lift through that fast section just for consistency. Oh well. May need to warm up. Oh, that, where is he? That Volti Tatsu will lose so much driver rate in there. He just came 5th against B and C rated drivers. Now the penalty system doesn't need to be stricter. Not at all. Cal said they need to be honest, they need to bin the whole penalty system in my view. They need to learn from iRacing. It's simple. You shouldn't be getting penalties like this. How many races do you see in real life where you have about half the grid with like 10-second penalties? There is contact in racing. They need to just allow tiny bits of contact, but just penalise people if they hit a certain amount more, like iRacing. You hit a certain amount, you're disqualified from the race. You're out of the race. You're not going to hit people then. If you think that you're going to get disqualified and lose a massive chunk of your drive rate, and so let's say they have like the limit, and then they say if you get disqualified in a race, we're gonna no, iRacing is not perfect, but it's better than this by miles for penalty system. I mean, if you get disqualified in iRacing, you lose so much iRating, you end up losing a massive chunk. If they said to people, if you get disqualified, you're gonna lose, say, a full rank of SR, so you go down at least to A or B, and you're going to lose 5,000 driver rating, I'll guarantee you people will stop hitting people. It just happened because people won't want to lose their stuff. I really think we need to just like, I don't think they'll do it, but I think they need to start working on a new system that just gets rid of this stupid scene where, like on the World Tour events and all this, I mean, it's a bit different there because they have stewards, but no one, like the top 24 races, no one wants to be watching a stream or a live race of a top 24 race with pretty much 80% of the drivers with a penalty on the car because of tiniest bits of contact and stuff. It's just daft. Who subscribed? Agent Cinder, thank you for subscribing. I appreciate that. Yeah, I know what you mean, Kelsey. It just needs to be a bit more. If they're going to stick with this penalty system, they just need to start working out like it's hard for them though, because I think to get a system that's gonna know when someone's at fault it's impossible. You know, you can't program that because there's too many scenarios that you can have, and that's why I don't agree with this system. And that's why iRacing has been around since what, 2009, I think it is, something like that. And they know that. They know you can't have a system that's going to be able to judge who was at fault. So they say if the front driver hits the rear driver, if the front driver is hit by the rear, normally what you find in iRacing is if you're in front and someone hits you, you will still get a ×1, but the driver behind sometimes gets a ×4, and if you get a certain amount of them, you're disqualified from the race. So even track limits, you get them as well. So if you run wide on a corner, you get a ×1. If you run too wide, you still get a slowdown, but I don't think you get many of them in a race situation on iRacing because the limits are quite fair. But you find though, if you're getting a ×1 for track limits, you'll find people not abusing the limits as well. Yeah, iRacing's been around for a long 2008, and they've got the system working the best they can without having stewards. I mean, you say it's sketchy, but at the end of the day, I think people drive just as safe in iRacing. Well, they drive safe. To be fair, I think the driving's probably a bit safer than on GT Sport. The people are a bit more considerate, so I'd rather have that system where people are still driving the same, but then I don't know how that system would work on console. That's the issue. it's a hard one because console racing is a lot different to PC sim racing. The big divide. You'll find that a lot of sim racers on PC are people with £1,000 setups. They've got the steering wheel. They've got everything there. They take it serious. A lot of console racers are sat there with the control pad, and you'll find a lot of kids on it as well that just don't care. They're not worried about penalties, so they won't care. So it's hard to work. It's a hard one for polyphony, really. Yeah, iRacing does have idiots in it, of course, but then it depends what lobbies you're in as well and what splits, because if, like, when you're in the top splits in iRacing, the racing's really good. I don't know what splits Jimmy's in, but I remember watching one of his splits and he definitely wasn't in a top split, to be fair. But I don't know, he might be now. I have no idea. I mean, I would probably be in a lower split now because I was so bad last time I went on it because I hadn't played it for so long. No, I've never played on the standard PS4. Yeah, I mean, I don't. Whenever I've had contact from other drivers, I don't always get times 4. I mean, sometimes you do, but not the majority. Majority of the time, it's times 1. Yeah, I don't have the iRacing voice chat on the when I play iRacing. I turn it off. I don't want to hear people slating each other and moaning and stuff. I just turn that off. No, you can't. The problem with having volunteers is bias. They need to have their own system where you can send in an email address where you can send a dispute in. You know, have a couple of people who check them every weekend. I mean, it might take a long time, so they'd probably get quite a lot. And then if there is an issue with the dispute, you know, the PS4 has a recording feature, so there's no excuse why people can't record it, and we can save the replays. So surely people can just save the replay, show the incident, send it off in a private video on YouTube with a link or something in an email. Let them watch it. If they see the other person's at fault, they send them send them a message on PSN warning them what they've seen. If they do it again, then they get a ban for a week, and then if they keep doing it, they get another ban. Yeah, Marine Le Pen will volunteer. He'll volunteer to ram you. Yeah, it's hard though because I don't know. You'll find that you can't have volunteers who play the game because of bias. There'll always be bias. I mean, you say it's a long process, but that's what iRacing do. They have the report system, and you send them an email with the video, and then they check it out. And then if it's an incident, then you get you can get banned on iRacing. Even if it's just one incident, it can happen. I mean, I had an issue. I got reported once on iRacing because someone hit me off on turn 1 at Suzuka in a GT3 car, and I just instantly floored it to get back on the track. It's like spun 360 degrees because I was in the middle of the track, and when I spun, I clipped another car, and he reported me for it, but I didn't get anything from it. They just said, you know, just be more careful in future. But I was that wound up because I'd been took out from the lead on iRacing. I was in pole position. I got took out. I just instantly spun the car out. Problem is though, they won't do it polyphony because, I mean, how long have we've been waiting now for about 2 months, 3 months for having more races, and that's why the races are getting lower in terms of people driving them, is because there's no real, you know, variety in the racing. He's beat his time, look, to get pole. I should have really done that. I've just been sat there. I know I can get a 32.8 in the Porsche, but I'm not too worried anyway. The Beetle can get, if I had the Beetle, I'd be able to get, I mean, they're saying that I only got a 32.8 in the Beetle, but that was because I messed up the last sector again. Yeah, this only 12 people doesn't matter for me because I've got B rated and an A plus rated in there, so I'm going to rank up more in this than I would with a lobby of C rated. Super GT needs to be banned. Why? Pick Pilkinson, is it? Thank you for subscribing. I appreciate that. Super GT's alright. He helped me out with a lot of stuff, to be fair, when he's a good lad. He helped me set up a lot of stuff for streaming and told me, like, give me advice and that, so I like him. I think don't really know. Yeah, the track limits. I mean, they've gone back to the normal for the FIA now with the track limits, but again, it's. I said this on my video. There's no, like, no one knows where they are with the track limits. We have one season one way and another season the other way, and no one really knows what's going on. 2K subs. I think I had like 3 point. Yeah, and possibly just 2.5, 3K subs. But then obviously GT Sport. A lot of subscribers from GT Sport. I kind of stopped doing YouTube a bit because, like, I stopped playing. What was I playing? I was playing a bit of iRacing and doing the odd video on that, which I do want to get back on and do. But there was kind of like a stale. Like at the end of Project Cars was getting a bit boring. The online was terrible on Project Cars. There was nothing to race. But then GT Sports online was so good. It got me back into like the YouTube again. I mean, you can't ghost everyone on first corner because it just make racing a bit boring. And then you'd have the thing where everyone would just drive really aggressive and they'd all be inside like other cars. And it went with the on-ghost because everyone would be so close and it would cause incidents. Good job it doesn't really matter on this account. That corner is so much, it's weird with this Porsche compared to the Beetle. Hellfire, thank you for the subscription. Alright, why hit me there? He didn't want me to go past then. I think he let me pass then. I need to start pushing a bit more because I was so much faster yesterday. Couldn't get on the power there because he was in the way. Had to back out. Lag, because oh, it's his connection, not mine. I've just seen he's got 1 bar. I was wondering why he was lagging. My line. bit aggressive, but I had the inside, so... Yeah, he's lagging everywhere. You don't know where he is, to be honest. He keeps moving around. Right, let's hope the next race goes a bit better. Starting to get used to this car now, though. I should be into the low 33s, I think, soon. I mean, that had a bit of a crash on it and still did 34.3. Yeah, that's my line. Yeah, I might have forced him a bit, but I had the inside line and there was 3 of us in the corner, so it was only ever going to end like that. But he was lagging everywhere anyway. And it's hard to judge though when you're racing with slower drivers, because your braking points are so much different to their braking points. Just ranking up my American account. I just want to get this to a high rating so I can race in the FIA races, the higher split races. Obviously better than I race there though. I probably won't stream. I'm not sure about the connection still, so I'll just do some recordings of the races when I get there and upload. It's more variety as well, and sometimes I can choose different manufacturers, possibly. I don't know if it will mess me up a bit though, but it's just different, more variety and content really. We should still be. I should still be. I mean, even though I finished 3rd or 4th, I'll still go up in rating. Yeah, there's still like the rear grip thing. I need to get out in front really, so I need to get used to it again. To be fair, I was driving the Beetle for so long. This Porsche now feels weird around here because the Beetle is so much easier to drive. It's just more stable in general. But the Porsche, I just find it's not that it's got more, like I said before, it's not more front end grip. It's just more stability at the rear, so you can put the power down a bit easier. I just want to I want to get me Asia account ranked up as well, but I think that I just don't think the connection will be good enough there to really do much. I'll see what it's like. I'll test that when I finish this one. Once I've got this to around 60k DR, I can then just do the what you call races, the FIA. Yeah, the weeklies are just bad, really bad. I'll just do an Australian account or something like that when it comes to it. I don't know what account I'll do. I have no idea. Because Australians race with the Asia accounts anyway. No, T500 this. Yeah, they need. This is why I say we just need even if it was just 2 more races to do weekly, and one of them races was an endurance race, and it has to be either Group 4 or Group 3. One race that's an endurance, because like they're the most popular races, and that's what's going to bring people back to playing these races. So if you're going to do these like Red Bull X 2014, people just, I mean, it's so difficult to drive behind someone in that car because like the difference in skill level when you're on them, because they're not that popular, is you can coming across C-rated drivers who are going through corners 30 miles per hour slower than what you can do, and you end up just rear-ending them because you know you're going around that flat and they're just lifting mid-corner, and it's just catching people out. It's not their fault, but it's not your fault either. I love Fuji, to be fair. Yeah, I really enjoyed the Super GTs at Fuji. I like that. Then this, yeah, the Daily Race A, but they seem to always just do Daily Race A as a road car. This is just my American account, Christopher Young. It's just my, it's just ranking up my other account. It is a fairly new account though. I mean, a lot of people like Group 1. I love Group 1. I'm looking forward to the FIA races on Saturday also. I think they're going to be really good fun. Keep going too loose through there. Penalty. Trying to work out the lines again for this Porsche. Probably Saturday, because tonight Blackout's out. Well, Black Ops, and I'll be on that probably tonight and tomorrow a fair bit. Yeah, I am gonna make some chat mods at some point. I know Super GT, I think he made me a chat mod, and I wasn't sure he had done it. I just had a little like setting next to my name, so I need to give him the ability to do it. Obviously, I need to work out, I need to stream for a while to see who the people that come in and who the people are not going to make, you know, be a bit silly with it. Yeah, I need to do that. I didn't know Super GT was here. I need to give Super GT the mod power, but I don't know how to yet. So I will do it eventually. Oh my god. Yeah, just ban them all. Community. Right. I'll do that after the stream. You know what I'm like, Super GT. Technology with like, I have to do stuff when I'm not streaming or I'll just get lost. I need to ask you something though, Super GT, about let's do this, why this race starts, right? If I set up an event, say just a stream, and people go into that event in the chat, and then I start streaming through Streamlabs, does that have two separate chat rooms open then? Or does the people in that chat go straight into your stream? Key. Everyone says Kai, even people that I've played with on PS4 since, or PS3. I've played with some people on PS3 since, well, it must have been since I created when I was 25, so over 11 years ago. And they still call me Kai, even though I've said Key. Super, yeah, like say if I create an event, say I'm gonna stream tonight at 8 o'clock, 8 PM, and people can go in that chat room and talk, and then I actually go on Streamlabs and set the stream up. and start streaming. Does it create 2 separate chats, or does it still stay in one chat, if you know what I mean? Yeah, people still say Kyra. It doesn't bother me, to be fair. It's Key, because my name's Kieran, so Key. Oh, it's all in one, so alright, so I'll start doing that. That's why I've not been doing it. I've been avoiding setting the events up, because I didn't know whether it had split the chat. You can say what you want. Kai, Key. I was going to say something else then, but try not to swear. So, who's going to get Black Ops tonight? Yeah, that's what I want to do. I just didn't want to do it in case it put people in a different chat room, and I was have like 80 people in one and then 80 people in another, and these 80 didn't know the stream had started. But now I know it does that, I'll set them up from now on. At the moment, not at the moment. I used to have my own business a long time ago. Then we had children, and then the missus has got an okay job, so she's basically given me the permission just to go 100% at YouTube, and that's why I'm doing a lot of content at the moment. If it doesn't work out within a year or two, then I'll just go back to being a bit more more like still uploading YouTube sort of content, but just not as much as I am now. I want Super GT to come in a Drive Club thing with me, because he's never played Drive Club, and I think he'll really like it. Especially because Drive Club's really good on a pad. I think he'll love that game. I can't believe he's never played Drive Club. Such a good game. Probably that was the game that I was hooked on that game for probably over a year. Yeah, I love Drive Club. Hellfire, did you play it much? Because the graphics on Drive Club are insane as well. I mean, it's just like it's better than, I still think it beats GT by quite a big margin. But then it's only 30 frames per second, but you don't really notice it too much. Yeah, the physics are more arcadey, but I don't mind that. I mean, it's fun to play, and that's what I care about. But I like Need for Speed, some Need for Speed games, because they're still fun to like play, and that's why I just go for enjoyment. So what annoys me is some people, like they'll say comments like, "Why are you playing that game like GT Sport? You know, it's not a proper simulator." It doesn't bother me whether it's a proper sim. What I want is something that makes me actually enjoy playing it and want to play it. It's like Assetto Corsa. I loved that game for so long. I used to do all my setups. I used to go online, but you'd go online and win by about a mile because there was no competition. It was boring, so you kind of just fade off it. Yeah, I played. You might have seen me on Drive Club, to be fair, because I used to always do the Evo challenges, and I went like 26 Evo challenges without getting beat. I was probably my strongest game, but I used to be, like, Lightning was really good on Drive Club, but he was maybe a slight, I think we were both very close. It was a hard one. Lightning was good on Drive Club, but I know I beat quite a few of his times, but then he carried on playing after I stopped, and I think he got a bit better. It's a strange one with Lightning. Like, Lightning on this is just insane, but then on Project Cars, I was ahead of Lightning. But then on Assetto Corsa, he was probably, I think he was fairly equal, I think. But then on this, he's just in another league. I'm not really concentrating here. Yeah, this is NA drivers. That's why I'm able to talk and actually still be in the lead, because I'm in a low lobby. It's only like B and C rated at the moment. I'm just trying to rank my account up so I can do some more FIA races. Just more content, different drivers, a bit more variety, and also if I ever go on late at night, oh, what am I doing? I can race in the American account where the competition will be better than on the EU, because the EU at the moment, at a certain time of the days now, it's just no competition. I need to have a little couple of laps of concentrating now to break the slipstream. No, I think I'm CS. It took about 8 races to do, I think. I'm going to concentrate on this lap and try and get rid of that slipstream. Poor exit off there. The Asia region's really strong, I think, but I don't think it's got the depth again. I think in terms of depth, the EU's the best in terms of how, like, you know, for the depth of quality, you go down the leaderboard and there's good drivers all the way down, whereas the American regions is fairly easy to get top 10 stars all the time. And I think the Asia regions, there's a lot of good drivers, but again, the depth isn't as good as the EU. I think the best, Japan have got some of the best drivers on the game. I think in terms of outright speed, they're as good as Lightning. I think Lightning's got the ability to beat a lot of them though, to be honest. But I think it would be close, very close. That's why the World Finals is going to be really good to watch. I can't wait to watch that. Really going to be interesting to see the differences. I absolutely hate this track though. The only problem I just don't like this track. It's horrible. Yeah, I agree with that. The first time I tried the track, I hated it, but it's just about being smooth. And obviously, concentrating on exit speeds as well. The exit is so important on these corners. should get away with that. Yeah, the Beetle. I like. Do you know what though? I like second gear in the Beetle. I've tested it and I'm faster doing second gear on possibly. I think not turn one, not the chicane after that, but the right-handed, the hairpin at the end. I can do it faster in second gear than third. I've tested it and I'm faster in second every time. Weird. I mean, I matched Ticheney's lap all the way up to the final sector, and then the final corner, I just blow it and lose 3 tenths on him. Yeah, I like fictional tracks, but if I had the choice, I'd always race a real track. I don't know if it's because I've obviously played so many F1 games and like Assetto Corsa, Project Cars, and I just know them tracks inside out. So when it's like Suzuka, Interlagos, stuff like that, I really enjoy them. Monza, I love them type of tracks, but I still like the fictional tracks. I just wish we had like Grand Valley, Deep Forest and stuff like that. Grand Valley is the one track that I want more than any other fictional track. Yeah, I like second gear at the hairpin, Cal. So I seen Tigeny did it in third, so I tried it and I just found it was slower every time I tried it. We should be getting, where are we now on the, let's have a little look on. I think I've only had 11 races, to be fair. 11 or 12 races. Let's have a little... see what my... we're nearly at B. So one more race, I'm at B license. That's not bad. And then I should have A. I should be able to get A+ within a few... well, obviously I won't be doing it as much. I'll still be racing on my other one, but... I thought while that daily race C was killing my driver rating, I'll do this and rank this up. What is that? Why have one? Thank you for subscribing. So what do people think about the name change on PSN? With I seen loads of people complaining about it, but I don't see the problem with it because they're giving you one name change for free. If you're stupid enough to call yourself something daft in that name change and then feel like you need to name change again, then you should be charged because there's no excuse. Like, I think one free name change is fair, and then having to pay for another one's, I think that's fair. Because it must mean they've got to do some stuff, like quite complicated stuff, because all the account stuff, everything needs to be changed, I would think. I mean, I think it's a good idea, the name change. I just think register for this actually. I just think people are complaining about them charging for your second name change when the first one's free. But why are you if you're gonna change your name, why would you need to change it again? F4 HK20. I'm contracted to esports and cars, to be fair. I can't do anything. I'm with I think Hellfire's. I'm sure Hellfire's. Yeah, Hellfire's in my team. We've got Japanese drivers. I think we had the one that was in the Porsche in the, was it the World, what one was it? In the Nations, the regional finals. The one that ended up coming third or second, or was it? He was stuck behind the 750. He's in our team as well, I think. Hellfire will know. I don't really know. I don't go on there that much. I just check it out every now and then. Yeah, Marine Le Pen could change his name, but his account, I have a feeling he might have been banned. I don't know. I haven't. Has anyone seen him on recently? Yeah, say Saka, whatever his name is. I probably pronounced wrong, but he's in the team. We got some alright drivers in the team now. I don't know if we've announced the have we announced the US drivers yet? I shouldn't be saying this, should I? I won't say anymore. Actually, thinking about it, because I know we've got some drivers that will compete with Lightning, 100%. I think. I know there's one that definitely can compete with him because I've raced against him quite a few times. I didn't know. Well, Hell's Fire, well, I kind of just blew you up, but then I won't mention anyone else, obviously. I never know what they're doing with it though, because they announced the ones in the Japanese ones and all that. I just don't know what they're doing with it, to be fair. Yeah, IOF is fast. IOF racing's fast. I've had a few races with him, he's fairly good. I still think Lightning's faster than IOF though, I don't know. See, the thing with Lightning is people like judge his time sometimes when Lightning literally goes on the game once or twice a week for an hour, and within 10 minutes he's top of the leaderboard. He doesn't even practice, he just goes on and does it. I think it depends. The thing with people against each other as well is everyone has a certain track they're good on. Everyone has a certain car they're good on. And it's just, if you get the right combination in the right track, then anyone can be really fast. Like I was competing with Lightning when we were like practicing. I was right at Brands Hatch. I think I uploaded a race. It depends on the car and like whether someone's had practice or not. But you'll find that everyone in different situations can be good. So just over 12 hours time I'll be playing Blackout. I cannot wait to play that, you know. The beta was so much fun. I think this is the first time I've been excited to play a Call of Duty in about 6 years. I didn't even bother with the last one, the World War one. Yeah, Lightning does a lot of downshifting in corners. That might be why on Project Cars you might have caught him out a bit, because you couldn't really do that on Project Cars, to be fair. I think I'm waiting for a reveal of some sort for the EU regionals and the America regionals. There'll be some cars out, I'm guessing, in one of them, and then maybe a track in one, and then the World Finals. Someone said it. They reckon that in the World Finals they won't reveal the final track until like it's obviously coming on, and it'll be Grand Valley. That'll be a really good way to do it if they did it. It'd be perfect. But I still think Silverstone will come soon as well. I think Silverstone and Monaco, I said that last night. Monte Carlo, it won't be called Monaco because of licensing, but it'll be called Côte d'Azur, like is it Project Cars 2 and that? But it'll be Monaco track. I love Grand Valley. GT5 was when I played it. Yeah, Jay, I think that'd be such a good idea to have like Grand Valley in the final. And no one know about it and just sat there, you know, a mystery track, and then Grand Valley gets revealed. Yeah, Grand Valley was really good in both directions. I still preferred the proper way to the reverse, but that's just normal, that, because it's like reverse tracks in GT. I'm not a massive fan of them because they're not designed to run that way, so some of the corners are not set up right for reverse, but they can still be fun. I'll tell you what track is really good in reverse though. On did anyone play the grid games with Spa? Spa in reverse was amazing. I love that track in reverse. I remember the Arouge, like going through Arouge down, well, say it's not Arouge, but the bottom bit of Arouge flat out. Amazing. And obviously the long right, the long right, it's a long left-hand corner in the proper way, but it's an uphill right in going reverse. Yeah, I've just signed up for that. There's a free trial of PlayStation Now on at the moment. I thought I had already took it, but I just did it again and let me. And Grid Autosport's on there, but it's only obviously going to be streamed. It's not a you can't download it, so you got to play on pad. I can't use a wheel. Although I've got the game on the PC anyway, so I could just play it on the PC, to be fair. Here I go. I really hope they make a new Grid Autosport at some point, though. That's one game that I really, really want them to do. They just need to add weather. All they have to really add to that is weather. They had so many tracks, and the handling was fun. Maybe make it a little bit more polished and a little bit more, you know, lean a bit more towards the simulation than the arcade. I mean, if I played Grid now, I'd just be crashing every 5 minutes, but I'd have to get warmed up. I used to play the first one on the pad, but then moved to the wheel for Grid Autosport. Yeah, the disconnections in the FIA need to be fixed. It's getting really bad. I mean, every race now in FIA, you're getting at least 2 people disconnected every single race. See you later, Oscar. I thought that was the FT car because I can tell it's got really long ratios because the way it comes out the corners. need to concentrate here. He's fairly fast behind. I was tempted to get F1 2018, but then I saw all the issues with the game and thought, nah, I'll leave that. Yeah, I won't be buying it. I binned it, P2 binned it. I was trying to drive fairly consistent without pushing too hard, just to keep it nice and solid. You can see, look at them 3 laps in a row. I didn't want to push too hard to make a mistake, but just keeping it consistent. Yeah, I've heard there's a lot of issues with F1 2018. Let's see if I can get all my laps 34 zeros. Will this be a 34 0? Ah, 34.1. So close. No, Dirt Rally's going to be going. Dirt Rally 2 is going to be going very simulation. They're going back to the original Dirt Rally. See, that's on PlayStation now. Dirt Rally you can download. You can download Assetto Corsa and Dirt Rally, and I think you can download Sebastian Loeb Rally. So, but it's a rip off the PlayStation now. It's like $12.99. And when I had a little look, the Xbox Game Pass, which I'm going to do because it's a 14-day free trial, and it means I can play Forza Horizon 4 on my PC for free for 14 days. So I might as well do it for free. But I won't be doing it yet because obviously Black Ops out, and I mean Black Ops, and I don't want to be having too much to do because Blackout I'll be on a lot, so I need to leave time for GT Sport. I mean, PS Now, what they've done, where you can download games, is a good idea. There's just not enough games on there when you compare it to the Xbox Game Pass. The Xbox Game Pass absolutely is just well better. It's cheaper. It's like half the price, and you get new games like Forza Horizon 4 on it. Yeah, you're not streaming games now though on PS Now. That's gone. You can download the PS4 games. I think if it's a majority of PS4 games, you can download on it now. So you're playing them like it's your game. So like Assetto Corsa, Dirt Rally, you just download it. But it's just the issue of not many games on there. We're B rated now. BS. We're BS. Yeah, I'm going to do that on my Xbox. So I'll have to do it on my phones. I think get the free account. I should be able to do it on the Windows through the Xbox that way. So I might be able to do it there. And then I get to play Forza Horizon 4 for the full game for free for 14 days. See you later. I keep coming. I go UK. See you again. Yeah, the streaming, I mean, it does work on some games, but now you can download the games. I'm hoping they're going to start adding more PS4 games into that list. How much money have I got? They need to start giving us more money for these races. On BS now. Right, do you know what? Let's just gonna go and get something to eat, and while I do that, I'll leave something. What can I leave on here? Let's just, I'll leave this for you to watch while I'm just going to get something to eat very quickly. Only be a couple of minutes. What will I get? What car will I get? Is that the GT3 one or the? Oh, it's not even the GT3 one. Pointless car. I'm not gonna... World Finals are in November. See what I can put on. I mean, that's just boring, like. Time is it now? Starving. Need to go and get something to eat, so get a drink and something to eat, fill up my drink. So for about 3-4 minutes I'll just leave this replay on and then I'll be back in a minute. This is the American race. Gonna load. That I did. Well, I did both stints on the soft tyre. So and another thing, if no one's known this, is why I'm revving at the start. If no one knows now why you're seeing a lot of people doing that, obviously it's because with the fuel now on some tracks you have too much fuel. If you rev the car from as soon as you get on the grid, so when it's going through every single car, you burn fuel. I burnt 4% fuel in that time, so I was starting the race 4% lighter than some other drivers. Always something handy to know. No, let people know, Counselor. Don't hide stuff like that, because people who watch my stream now know. Just rev your car out, start, burns a bit of fuel. Right, let me go and get some food, and then I'll leave this on. Yeah, the competition was severe here. This was in the Americas race. But the reason I did it because I wanted to test whether the strategy would work of starting on soft tyres and staying on soft. So doing 5 laps soft and then another 5 laps soft tyres. Because if you look, let's see what... Let me just see where... You have a little look at the tyres. I'm racing soft and I stayed on them, and even if we go to... Where is it? Look how worn they were still after lap 4. They weren't even that bad. This is why... Like, this is lap 4 to the start of lap 4, sorry. Let's go to the end. So, they were pretty worn now, but you could still keep the lap times fairly good. Yeah, I wish they'd have a helicopter view on the replays, like iRacing. So good, that view. But even on the second... Where was it? Let's go to the end of the race. On lap 10, I think it was looking like an alright lap even still. So, this lap was with like worn tyres on the soft tyre. And you were still... What I noticed as well, obviously because your fuel's lighter, they were in better condition now, the tyres. And also, I didn't drive them as aggressive. You see, I did 38.9 on lap 2 on the first stint. I didn't take it as aggressive on the second stint to try and like keep the tyres a bit better for the end. But my last lap 9 was a 40.3. Now in the FIA EU race I did, the fastest lap the leader did was a 40.3 in the race, and he won. So this strategy was easily the fastest strategy. It was just if you could deal with the tyre wear. Yeah, it was all about whether you can deal with it, and like it also depends on driving style, I find. But this is what makes me think I've got more rear grip on this account, because I swear on my EU account it was a little bit harder to do, but on the American account it was so easy to do. But I was going to do it on my EU account because it was just still the fastest way, I found out before winning the race. But I was surprised how easy it was to do on the American account. Because even look at this for the final corner. This is a really hard corner with tyre wear. There's still grip there. I mean, I think this was a 1 minute 41 on the final lap, on lap 5 with the soft tyres. Or 41 something, I can't remember. Yeah, 41.3. That shows you. If the track is not bad on tyres, go with the softer tyre. That's what I'm going to do from now on. If the track's not too harsh on tyres, just go with the softer tyre. So for Brands Hatch, I don't know. I don't know how that'll work. Yeah, I only normally do. If I have chance to practice, I'll just do like 10-15 minutes in the lobby and just do like halfway in the race. So if the lap's 12 laps, just do 6 laps in an online lobby. Put the softest tyre on and see what the condition's like. If it looks okay, even if you're losing time, what you think's losing time, you need to remember that the hard tyre is also going to wear, and it's a slower tyre anyway. You need to try and weigh it up what option's best. I want to buy the... How much is the Red Bull? I need to see how much I need to save up. Yeah, that's what I mean. Because I was starting in P4 in the EU race, I couldn't do it because I would be using a soft tyre and I wouldn't be getting the gains because it's quite hard to overtake when you're racing top drivers. Exactly, yeah. And the tyre wear, like when you're behind other cars, you slide more. The rear slides about more. It just affects... You just can't risk a strategy like that when you're starting like mid-pack or P4. I mean, if you're Calster, then you're okay because you've got a Lamborghini that just takes about 6 cars at the start. That's not in EU, is it? 3 million, did you say? Right. That's not too bad, but I'm not going to get there by doing these, am I? What I might do, we just do something dead quick and simple. This is the easiest way for me to hit money now. Go and do these sectors where you don't even need to do it fast. You just literally drive around Which one's got a lot of sectors I can... The Brands Arch is just so easy to get money on because like 6 sectors to do and you get quite a bit of money each one. Like 20,000 each time you do a sector. Usually. There's something weird on the stream, by the way. Like, on my preview, there's like a weird line going across. No, it seems to have gone now. I mean, gold's easy anyway. I don't really need to go for it. I think all these times are like... They're so easy to beat. Well, saying that if you don't drift. I nearly got it with the drift still, but I'll do it again anyway. That Audi felt weird then compared to how it feels on... I thought they updated the handling of this. Like, when I last drove it, it felt alright. It was just on my preview. It fixed itself now. Go through these quickly. Do the second one. Oh yeah. Traction control was on, wasn't it? I'm wondering why it was bogging down. No. I remember to turn it off this time. This is the best way to get cars and to get money, I find, if you haven't done these yet. It's so easy. I mean, like 10 seconds and you just made, what, 20,000 is it? It's just too easy. How much? Yeah, going up a bit. So, do this one. Okay, that didn't go very well. I quite like the Audi though, to be fair. Feels like quite a nice car. Alright. So easy to do. So you get nearly 40k just for... You're getting more doing a 10-second event than you get for winning a race on a daily race. How's that? They need to fix, like, have a little think about how they reward people for stuff. This is why I still think they need to have some sort of prize for like the FIA events that they do. For like the winners of each manufacturer, the winners of each region and stuff like that. Winners within like the highest rated A+ driver, A driver, B driver, C driver. Give everyone something to race for. If you give everyone something to race for, more people will race. It's a fact. You know, if you're not racing for anything, no one's really bothered. No one's not going to do it. People are just like, oh, I'll leave that. And that's why people knew in the official season there was a chance of getting through to the, obviously, the world finals and stuff. And there was loads of people racing. It's just sort of give people something to race for, and people will race. Yeah, you can only get it once, but there's that many tracks. If you just do it, you just get so much money. I've had my daily car already. It's just, this is well faster at getting your money than them. I think if you do the full lap as well, you get like 90, is it like 100,000 or something like that or more? I can't remember. And you get a car as well, don't you, when you complete each track? So if you haven't done these are really worth doing for cars and stuff. You get a lot of free cars and quite a lot of money, and it's pretty easy to do, to be fair. No, to be fair, this is my American account, so any car I get at the moment is pretty much good because it's a car I haven't got. Yeah, it was yeah, to be fair, it was a Renault, wasn't it? But any car at the moment, to be fair, better than nothing. Shouldn't take too long to get enough money to buy. I wonder if I can get it done before I end the stream. Get the Red Bull X, get a qualifying lap and do a race. Road to glow. I mean, I don't really need it. It's just for the sake of being able to get my American account to race to better drivers. I'm obviously already on my other account A+, well, SS should I say. And also the reason why I want to get this up as well, because I can stream some of the FI races on this, because I really don't care what happens in them. If I crash, I crash, and I don't need to get in a mood, because if I was on my EU account and if someone hits me, I end up raging. So probably too risky to stream that. But if I'm on my American account, I really don't mind. I'm not really, doesn't matter. How many have I got? Have I done them all? Oh yeah, just one lap now. What lap time is it for the gold? 27. This car kind of reminds me of the Porsche, but with a bit of Ferrari in it, with the M4, the 458, the way it's really loose. I can imagine if you practice with this car, it being quite good, to be fair. Right, so exit. I should get a car now. A reward car. What will we get? Yeah. I mean, it's not a bad car, but I won't use it. So we got 1 million now. So easy, it's so fast to do this. I'm not doing that. I'm gonna find one with a lot of. I mean, that's gonna be so easy to do that. Hi, Rory. Oh, the good old Ferrari. I do miss this car, to be fair. Really, it was a really hard challenge looking after the tyres in this. Made what too easy? These events. Yeah. If you're talking about these events, yeah, they're well too easy, but good for easy money. I suppose they. What annoys me though is on if you go back to like some of the older Gran Turismos, they weren't as easy as they are on this. They were actually a bit of a challenge, and it just reminds me of so many games. Like some people thought Drive Club was hard, but I still would have made it harder. Some of the challenges, you know, if you can beat a challenge by 5 seconds, it's too easy. Yeah, some of like I remember on GT5, some of the licenses, I mean, you weren't hard, but it would take a couple. You'd have to do a couple of attempts to beat the gold. Whereas now, you could just not even be watching what you're doing and get a gold straight away. It's too easy. Some of them, like Assetto Corsa, if you've ever played that, some of their gold times were really hard to beat. You know, you'd sit there and you'd be doing it for a good hour. Need to change gear, would help. I mean, it's just that I'm beating them by over a second for a sector. Yeah, there are youngsters, but then why should you... This is the problem with developers, right? Just because there's kids that playing, they don't have to have the gold rating. You don't have to make a game easy to cater for kids to say, oh, we'll have to make the gold really... You know, there's a bronze, there's a silver, and there's a gold. Let the kids get the bronze then. They're still passing the test. But you still need to cater for people with some form of experience. That's what it's just like. Developers just want to make everything easy nowadays, I think, instead of making things harder. Like, so many people will really like the challenge of having a proper, like, something really hard to beat. You don't have to make it compulsory, it's just there to do. Like, if kids play this, they can beat the bronze and move on. Beat that bronze time, move on, do the next one. For the people that are a bit more, go for the silver. A bit more experience, try and get the gold. And why not have a platinum one for us? You know, for like the higher skill ones that's really like, you know, quite competitive to beat. That's my idea anyway. I just like a challenge. I'd rather a challenge than things be too easy. Am I on a different one though? Yeah. No, move to the next one. Have SSOA. This account, I'm BS at the moment, but I'm right on my main account, on my EU account, I'm SS. Yeah, I've got it on my. I've got some of them on my channel. To be fair, if you go, they're really far back, like uploaded from a proper camera recorder. But the Suzuka one's on there. I beat that, and the Nürburgring and Monza ones were really easy. The Suzuka one was a little bit harder. Yeah, that's what I mean. Just give us something to chase. It's like on Drive Club. I wish there was like people used to find there was this thing called, I don't know if anyone played, like the Venom Hot Lap. It wasn't really that hard to beat, but a lot of people had a lot of trouble with it and like complained it was too hard. But the fastest times were 4 seconds faster than the time they were asking you to beat for the gold time. And it was only a 1:16 lap they were asking you to get. So 4 seconds over a short lap, and people still complained that it was too hard. I mean, I think people just want to go on, get it done, and move on. They don't want a challenge. And that's why a lot of games have got too easy, because people want things too easy, I think, in games, instead of actually wanting a challenge. Traction control on. I forgot to turn it off on the menu. I'll do that in a minute. Yeah, but if you go back, like, I remember going, like, playing some games before I think some of the early PS3 games and like PS2, they were hard. You know what I mean? I remember one of the PC, like, I think it was on the Amiga I had it, but oh no, it was on the PC. Is it Micro's Grand Prix 2? Or Jeff Crummins' Micro's Grand Prix 2? If you set the AI to 100%, they're actually fairly hard to beat. But platinum times to chase, I'd really like that. What have we got to do now? Before I do that. Laptop and a racing circuit experience on the TV. Am I on the right one here, by the way? Get this done, and then I'm hoping if I can get this up to 3 million within the next half an hour, I can then buy the Red Bull, and I can just put a quick qualifying lap in and just do a race on there. Oh, I've gone in too fast there. Just about saved it. I haven't done hardly any tracks on this. I've only done a couple. So I'll just so easy to do though, so just quick money. I'm already on 1.2 million. I've now got double the money I had before from about 13 or 14 races. I think they should like give you a bit more for winning a daily race, I think. Yeah, GT2 and GT3 and 4. They had some times, because I was on the pad then, they had some times that were fairly hard to beat. I mean, they were still beatable, obviously, and getting the top title, like the gold or whatever it was, but I think did it have platinum on that game? I can't even remember, but I know they were like, some of them took like 5 to 10 goes to beat and stuff. Ferrari going loose there. Yeah, you can literally, you could literally just one-handed read chat and not even looking where you're going, and you're sliding around, still beat it by like 2 seconds. It's just far too easy. But they're good to get money though. Red Bull, yeah, the Vettel challenge we were just talking. I've got 2 of them laps on my channel from when I remember like when I first started YouTube, it wasn't really for, it was just for showing my me mate how to do it and stuff, and I'd upload it and then he would watch it and then he'd see if he could do it himself. I remember he in the end, because he couldn't do it on the pad on Suzuka, he brought his PlayStation round to my house so I could do it on the wheel for him, because he just couldn't do it on a pad on the Suzuka one. GT4. Actually, do you know what? I can't even remember half the stuff on GT4. I remember on GT5 they had the was it the Nissan one where you had to beat the lap record? But that actually wasn't that hard, to be fair. I mean, it wasn't easy, but it wasn't. It was still hard than any of these. That's the thing, though. These are just stupidly easy. The Monza one, I thought the Monza one was fairly easy. I thought the Nürburgring one was easy because you could run really wide out of them. Like you could, remember how we used to do on this game, Sector 1, where you run really wide. I think on my lap that I've got on it, on my channel, from years ago I do it. But the Suzuka one was really hard because you couldn't do any cutting. You couldn't do any running wide. It was all about just driver skill. Dark Souls 3 of racing it. Oh, I think they've got similar ones like that on this, haven't they? The overtake ones where you've got to get to P1 before like the line, and you've only got like 3 corners to do it or something like that. Or, depending on the track, some are longer, like a lap to do it, 2 laps to do it. So I've done that now. This is what I would do though. If I would have known how easy it was to get cars like this. When I first got the game, I would have just gone on and done this and not bought half the cars I ended up buying, because you get loads of cars doing this. I'll have that Citroen, to be fair. Give me the Citroen, give me the Citroen. Oh, I'll have the GTR, it's not too bad. I can use that. Yeah, there's no challenge over. It's just really good for getting money. Where was Interlag? Red Bull Ring, that. There's only 4 on that though. I'm gonna do the ones with a bit more. Where's Interlagos? There. Oh, I've only got to do the, oh yeah, the 4 lap on that. Why have I not done that? Oh, it's probably when I was getting money. I've just done the first few and got some money. Yeah. I mean, Drive Club has got some challenges that might take you a couple of attempts, because especially if you've not played it before, but then once you're used to the game, you kind of find it fairly easy, I think. You can imagine all the kids though playing this, like they're gonna beat all these lap times by like a second and feel like, wow, I'm amazing at this game, look, I'm beat, you know, 1 minute 38 around Interlagos, and then they go online and they're like 8 seconds slower than everyone else. They'll be gutted. My son was getting got, yeah. That's what I mean, like, these kids are going to go on thinking they're like the next Lewis Hamilton, then they're going to be like 7 seconds slower than everyone else. I'm going to do that with Forza Horizon, just get the 14-day free trial and just play it on PC. not doing it. Do you know what? I said it before, I don't really know the track. I've done it on an Assetto Corsa setup video. I decided to learn the full proper Nürburgring, like the 24-hour track. And I did it for a setup video. And then I said to myself, I said on the video, yeah, I'm going to keep practicing this track. I never went back on it. So I learned it, and now I've probably forgot it again. The last sector, it's the mid, not the last sector, sorry, it's the middle sector I always get a bit confused on. It's such a long track. My favourite F1 driver, Daniel Ricciardo, I think. Because he's not up his own backside, and I like him. He's a proper racer. I like Lewis Hamilton's racing, but I don't like his off-track attitude and like some of the stuff he does and that. Not a fan. I don't mind Vettel, but again, like I think he's not having the best times at the moment, and some of the stuff he does. He's quite, the thing with Vettel is though, he keeps himself to himself. You know, doesn't have social media, keeps himself to himself. So I don't mind him really either. But Daniel Ricciardo is my favourite. I don't mind Max Verstappen, like, but I think Daniel Ricciardo's got more personality. Rubens Barrichello. Get on iRacing then. He's on iRacing all the time. Rubens Barrichello. I raced him. I out-qualified him. The thing with Horizon 4, when I tried the demo, was the steering wheel. The force feedback's terrible as default, so it'd probably take me about a day to work out some sort of feedback that's going to feel okay. It's like Forza in general. I don't know who is involved with doing their force feedback, but they need to just be sacked or something because it's terrible. They need to have someone who knows what they're doing with force feedback. Go and play Assetto Corsa or iRacing. And them games have got the best force feedback, and learn from them. Well, that car was good, wasn't it? I'm going to use that a lot. Yeah, to be fair, I mean, give me a day on the Nordschleife and day of driving it, I'll probably get up to speed. Like, I'm going to have to learn it anyway. I think it's on one of the FIA races. Unless I just leave that one. Just have to see. Yeah, the competition released with poor force feedback, but they'll fix that because you only have to play the original set. Remember, it's not released yet. Assetto Corsa competition, it's still early access. It's not the full game. So I'm sure by the time they get it to the final release, that'll have equivalent force feedback to the original Assetto Corsa, and that game is brilliant for force feedback. That's why I'm not being too critical of the new Assetto Corsa yet, because it's you can see the potential there, the physics and that. But it's still very early. You can tell by the bugs and that they've got a lot of work to do with it, and I'm sure they'll get it where it needs to be. Is it the manufacturers or the nations? I thought it was the nations. Oh, choked on that. But this should be fairly simple in the Mercedes. Weird driving these cars though, because on this, none of the cars have BOP, do they? So they're all fully unrestricted, so they've got all the power. Yes, the nations, I thought so. That's why I might just leave that one, I don't know. I'll see. If I've got time to learn it, it's not like when you're trying to obviously get videos out every day and stream and stuff, to learn like that track, it's quite a long track to learn, so I might have to set a day aside before that and try and learn it properly. I mean, I have learnt it before for a set of course. It's just I never go on it because I think it's more of a hot lapping track. I would like to like just hot lap it like on say Project Cars, but I think for racing it's probably going to be a bit of a mess. I don't know what it'll be like in a top split race, so it might be okay. Yeah, it's a lot. In general, I prefer like, I mean, just race like your normal race tracks like Spa and this track and stuff like that. Well, the traction control's on again, but I tend to like your more normal, like the longer ones like that. I'm not normally a massive fan of, but I did enjoy. I must admit, when I did learn it though, I did get quite addicted to that. Like the first sector of the Nordschleife, I loved. It was just so fast and so like flowing. It was really enjoyable. DR killer. Yeah, I think all tracks just depend on what lobby you're in as well for DR, because depends who you're racing in terms of like top splits and lower splits. Like I noticed when I was doing qualifying, whenever I do the FIA qualifying in the American regions now, I've done 2 or 3 of them, and it's so hard to get a qualifying lap in because you're driving around and there's cars spinning in the middle of the road, there's cars battling, they're racing each other in qualifying, they're not even worrying about their own lap times. It's like, what is going on here? This isn't, you know, this isn't qualifying, this is like a race, and they're just crashing everywhere. It's so hard to actually get a lap in the lower splits, and that's why you see some of the times not as high up, obviously, in terms of the overall speed in qualifying, because it's trying to find free space, because you've got a lot of variety in speed as well. Some people are like 8 seconds off the speed, some people are 3 seconds off the speed, so you're catching drivers up in the wrong place a lot of the time. Yeah, the final sector is nice as well, but it's the middle sector. After that carousel, that's where I kind of get a little like vague in terms of my memory for learning it. That's where I need to learn more. It'd probably be a good idea for me to do the circuit experience to learn the individual sectors properly. I won't do it now though. I can stream up to about, let's say about 2:30, 3:15, and then I've got parents' evening for the kids today. Already, they've only been in school for about 4 weeks and they've got a parents' evening. Good on the limits circuit. What, the Nordschleife? And the right one. I just started one I've already done. Restart that. I don't know if it is at night. Is there a way of finding out the time of day of the races yet? I don't know if you can go on the website and see if there's like proper details about it or not. Press a handbrake, then it wouldn't let it. Are you using a VPN to race on America? No? A VPN? What do you mean? You just have to create an American account and it lets you race on their servers. So if you're in the US, you just create an EU account, just create a new profile and just put a UK address, just Google like a McDonald's or anything and just put that address in and you can race on it. It's really easy. You can do the FIA races in the EU then, you can do Asia ones, you can do whatever you want if you create the right account. I mean, 2 minutes 04 for a gold. I mean, it's a little bit. And when you think about it, this car's got BOP off, so it's faster than it is normally. I mean, if they had that time as a gold for a GR4 lap, that wouldn't be too bad. I could live with that. Oh, where am I going there? You drive with one finger. I'm on toes, make it interesting. Yeah. Just stuck to stay in third gear or fourth gear all the way around. Yeah, the Swiss GT would have decent endurance races. Yeah, that's the one thing I want is obviously probably maybe 40-minute race, 45-minute race, times 1 tyre wear, times 1 fuel, but start people on say 50% fuel so they have to pit. Don't worry, there will be an endurance series. Where have you heard that, Cast, or are you just saying it in terms of a league or something? Or is that something that people have found out at some events? Oh yeah, I'm not really see a league. I mean, people want it so it's in game. They want like a weekly race or a championship, where you just go on. Not one where you have to sign up to a league and it's run by someone who's could have bias and that. Because I've done so many leagues before, and like how well it's run and who runs it determines whether it's a good league or not. Sometimes you get some idiots that are just biased towards certain people and then it just ruins it. I prefer like iRacing, or this. You go in, you don't have to have a set time. You just want to do a race, you go into it and you've got a decent lobby to race against. That's for the structure though. I think 45-minute race and have it as a timed race, not a laps. And just do probably GT3 or GT4, Group 4, Group 3. And start people on 50% fuel, and then they'll have to pit. They ain't going to get 40 minutes worth of racing done on 50% fuel. Especially with just times 1 tyre wear, because, I mean, it's times 1 fuel, because you can't really save, there's no point saving fuel with that kind of rate. How do I get on a US account? Just create a US account. Let's get my car, see what car I get. Just create another account for the region. Just put the address in, create an American account if you're in the EU. And then you can race on their servers and race against them in FIA and stuff. I'll have the Super... Give me the Super GT. Give me that... Ah. I think I already have the Super GT, to be fair. I wanted the Super GT. We've got 1 point halfway there now. I'm probably not going to get this done in time, but at least then I might just do another stream like this at some point and do some of the daily race Cs. What track could I do that's got a lot? See this? That'll be easy. $20 million fried. No, I've never had a car even close to that. Like, I think the most expensive car I've ever won is a Group 1 car on the rewards. Like it was like a one. Oh no, I haven't. Yeah, I have actually. Because I was thinking, how much is the old F1 car? I won that after I bought it as well. I was well annoyed. What car am I in here? I don't even know what car I'm in. Honda. Still done it. Blue Moon. You can sell all the cars you bought, and yeah, I know. You can't sell the gifted cars, so yeah, I mean, I still need to do that for my main account. I mean, obviously there's no point me doing it on this one because I've got no cars, but I need to do that on my main one. Just go through the cars, but I just can't be bothered because I'll have to search through them all. I've got I must have hundreds of cars on there now. I think you should be able to gift people cars. Like, I think you could do it on GT5. Like, if you had a double car, gift them that car. It'd be good for, like, I mean, they probably wouldn't do it because they know that they'd lose out on the sales of the for the odd person that probably wants to buy a car on the PSN. Which I don't see why anyone will ever do because there's just no need to do it. I mean, they're not expensive cars to buy anyway, and you can get money fairly easily on the game to get you started, and then you start doing races and you get daily cars. There's no real... I've never really been in a situation where I've needed a car and I haven't had the money to get it. It makes me wonder if are they even making much money from that thing on the store, because I don't know how many people have actually bought a car. Has anyone in this chat actually bought a car from the PlayStation Store? You, Vladimir, thank you for subscribing. I appreciate that. I started that without even accelerating, didn't I? You bought one. Yeah, I've never bought one because I just never really felt like... I never really felt like I needed to because of the money I've had in my thing, and obviously The amount of cars I've already got. You bought the F1. How much? The F1 was only how much was the F1? 2 million? If you've, it would have only took you a couple of hours just to do the circuit experience. I suppose if you couldn't be bothered waiting, it's only a couple of quid, I suppose. So I bet they made quite a bit off that F1 car then. I bet that's why they priced it so low, you know. Because I expected that F1 car to be like a £10 million car, but that would have meant they couldn't sell it on the PlayStation Store. So I bet you that's why they priced it at the price they did. Yeah, because there's a limit. Is it a 3 million limit on the PlayStation Store? I'm sure it's a 3 million limit that you can't be over that. Quiznart, is it? Thank you for subscribing. Quiznart. Swear, when I'm trying to read some of these names, it's so hard. Telly's dead. I've only got a little telly as my second screen. On 720p, it's not even on 1080. Man, yeah, I'm not. Yeah. There is ways of Iron Gaming. Thank you for subscribing. Appreciate that. There is things you can do to get money fairly fast. I think it's on some of the events. If you use a certain car, you can like grind out money really fast apparently. This is just so easy though when you haven't done them. They're not even an effort to beat, that's the thing. I wish they would have made some of this a little bit harder, because they would have been quite good to stream some of these trying to beat if they would have made them hard. Yeah. Jesus, Brit might get its own region, yeah. Yeah, we won't be in EU, will we? Hey, we might have 10, we might be able to have 10 drivers going through. To be fair though, the UK is, I think it's the hardest country out of any. I see it, well, I mean obviously like America's quite hard, but they allow 10 drivers. In our region they only allow 3 drivers through for the finals, and like when you've got probably about 10 drivers that could all fill the top 3 spots, it's really hard. It's really, really hard to get yourself in that top 3. Oh yeah, I'm only doing this for money though, really, aren't I? I'm not worried about trying to beat them yet. And did they reset the leaderboards though after they did the tyre mod, don't they? Because I didn't know if they had done that. I would think they would have done. Like when they changed the tyre model, did they actually bother to reset the leaderboards on these ones? Yeah, they did. Alright, fair enough. I'll let them off. So now I've just got, is it just the lap of it now? And what lap do we have to beat for gold? 2 minutes 7. Go a bit forward with the brake bias for this car. Really loose on the rear. Super GT, he's alright, Super GT. Be careful because he was in here before. Don't slate him. I like Super GT. I think he's really entertaining because it's not. He's quite dry sense of humor, and I like that. So I enjoy. I watch quite a lot of his streams and his videos. Z28 as well. Z28, another good YouTuber to watch. Tijani. Who else does that? If you want to watch someone who's just really fast, but he doesn't really talk on a lot of his videos, it's Lightning, but it's more for just if you just want to watch someone driving. Lightning's got a good channel for that if you just want to watch fast driving. Can't think who else. There are more, but I just forget them all the time. I like Super GT's sense of humour. It's really dry, and that's the kind of, like, if I ever watch a like stand-up actor, comedian or whatever, I like them when they're really dry sense of humour. Watch Calster for crash compilations. Bottle job. Yeah, to be fair, Calster, I seen you say in the chat the other day, what was it? I've only had damage in 2 FIA races. I think they're both the same races as I've had damage in as well. The F1 and the... what was it? The Dragon Trail, wasn't it? But then again, we've only had like 3 rounds, haven't we, so far? Yeah, I mentioned Tijani. Tijani's good channel to watch for streaming and that. Doesn't do as many uploads, but it's more streaming. Tijani sound. I like Tijani. I can't think who else streams that I watch. They're the ones I watch anyway. Z28, Tijani, Super GT, and Lightning. I can't even think if there's others. There's probably other. I do watch the odd other ones as well, but they're the main ones. So what car are we going to get this time? Let's see. What options are we going to have? What are we going to win? Is it going to be anything worthwhile? Or will it be a Mini? It's going to be that rubbish road car, isn't it? I know it. I can see it. Oh. Yeah, Lloyd's I've seen a couple of things on. A lot of people didn't like what Lloyd's did on the what was it, overrated on that. A lot of people didn't like that. I've seen a lot of people not too happy about that. Didn't bother me. I mean, I watched about 5 minutes of it and just I stopped watching it because I had to go out. So steering wheel's going a bit loose again. What one should I do now? Well, that was going to be a quick, easy one, isn't it? I mean, it's a bit less money, but it'll only take me about 20 seconds to do. There's a couple of the Asian people that stream as well, but a lot of people that are doing that, like, they don't tend to do videos as well. They just do the odd like streaming, and that some people don't come on like and talk to people. They just do the race. They don't talk, and that's one reason why I don't want to necessarily do the FIA races in the EU, because obviously when I'm racing in FIA, I'm concentrating 100%, and I wouldn't be communicating with chat, and I think it not comes across rude, but it's just not the most entertaining thing just to see someone. I know the racing can be fun, but there's a lot of people that won't want to watch that. So if I do the American regions, I can still read the odd bit of chat and try and race at the same time. No, I didn't do last night's FIA. I was streaming instead because it was just a bad choice of tracks. I mean, to be fair, the Nations wasn't that bad track, to be fair. Yeah, that's what I mean. You can do it like, but then I could do it. I think I could. I'm at the point now where I can stream and race fairly okay if I concentrate. But then if I start reading the chat, the thing with me is I start reading it all and I start like totally forgetting that I'm racing. So I need to practice a bit more. Yeah, the Nations was probably an alright track. If you, I'd never done that track backwards though, so it was one of them again where a few hours to learn it, and I thought that car's going to take probably a good half an hour just to get up to speed in that car, let alone learning the track. YouTube for me. To be brutally honest, I find YouTube better for streaming for... There's more reasons than one, but obviously Twitch you have to be partnered to get 1080p, and it wouldn't take long to get partnered, but I find that the audience is more... On Twitch they seem more like first person shooter battle royale focused, whereas on YouTube there seems to be quite a lot of people that are interested in sim racing for streams and that. I don't know if it's just the way it is, because obviously I've got subscribing. Obviously to build up enough subscribers on Twitch to do it on that as well, it takes time, and you have to have a separate contract. Someone mentioned that if you are Twitch partnered, they don't allow you to stream onto YouTube unless you have a special thing in your contract. So not really worried about going to... I was at one point thinking of doing Twitch, but I'm against that now. I'm not going to be doing it. YouTube's where I'm staying. I find everything's easy to do. Everything's set up okay. They seem to be making gains in the right place on YouTube. They're sorting stuff out. Like the monetization problem they had seems to have gone now. They seem to have sorted that out. So I'll be staying on YouTube. Yeah, that's what I mean. You can't do stuff on... Oh, what am I doing here? You can't... They don't allow you to go on YouTube and do videos and stuff and certain things unless it's in your contract. I think you can like have a separate contract drawn up, but I think YouTube's fine. Just, I want to put all my concentration into YouTube. I'm not worrying about Twitch. Not interested in it. I think I've got quite a good community now on YouTube. I've got quite a lot of subscribers and I've got good people who come in and watching. You know, at the moment there's not many like idiots that comment and stuff. It's fairly like well mannered and stuff, so that's how I want to keep it. I think a lot of people on Twitch can be a bit... There's a lot of... Not, I mean, there is on YouTube as well, but I find Twitch a little bit more... I don't know. You go on some of the Twitch chats and all you see people do is slagging people off on it. But that is also to do with the game that you're watching as well, I think. Sim racers in general are a kind of an older audience, and that's probably helps it as well. That's why I really want to get onto iRacing again as well and stream it, because I think a lot of my subscribers will enjoy that, because it's obviously fairly close to our GT Sports run. It's just the visual side of my racing's a bit it's not the best. It's not bad to look at, but it's not GT Sports standard. I've always wondered about because these tracks run a separate BOP, don't they? The ovals have separate BOPs on all the cars. They never do they BOP these cars for these tracks when they BOP change the other tracks, or are they they never mention anything about these tracks, so it always makes me wonder what state the BOP is in for these tracks. I'm not even reading that. I'm not even watching where I was going. I was reading the chat. I don't think they changed the oval, but yeah, see, that's what I mean. The oval BOPs haven't changed in, as far as I can tell, since I started playing the game. And why have they not altered them? Because some cars are definitely need like altering. Well, what I find. Famous turtle. I remember that name. I can't remember why. On the US region was that? I'd so swear that Daily Race C that's on now. Last night I had another bad race. I went on after a stream to try and get my rating back up with 2 races. Ended up binning it again. I won the last one though. I finally won a race on it. But it wasn't going too well, to be fair. Yeah, Mitsubishi's strong. But then all the top 10 times that I seen, did anyone else notice it was all the same country? Like the players from the same country were doing that wall riding. It was the exact same country, nation. MR2, come on. These are not good cars I'm getting here. I mean, I used to own one of them. But it was an alright car, to be fair, to drive. But for GT Sport, like... Anyone else think that Dragon Trail kind of has the map similar to Spa? Kind of got like a Spa look about it on the track map. I want to go with... Feels like Oval BOP hasn't changed since the online test way back, yeah. They don't seem to bother with the Oval. We'll do Red Bull Ring quickly. That'll be easy to do. They don't seem to worry about doing the Oval BOPs. I don't know why. You'd think they would do some sort of adjustments, but then no one likes racing the tracks. T500, Hellfire. Everything that I've got and I'm using is in the description. It should be anyway. So obviously the T3PA Pro pedals, T500, the Playseat. Yeah, not allowed to add it because they got Dragon Trail in with them. It kind of has the same. If you look at it, if you got a track layout of Spa and put it against Dragon Trail, it's kind of got a similar kind of look to it. I mean, it doesn't drive anything like it, but Laguna Seca, who knows? I hope so, but I think we'll be looking. I think we'll get Silverstone before we get that. Yeah, it's licensing because a lot of tracks like have got onto the fact that all these video games want their tracks on obviously their games. So where say like in the past say Spa would have been 20 grand to get the license, they're now charging like 60 grand or 100 grand and stuff like that. They're onto it, so they're charging more money. So it's, but I can't believe I mean, let's be honest, I'm pretty sure that of all the people who could afford it, Sony and Polyphony could afford it. I mean, don't know, but if Project Cars can afford it, I'm pretty sure that Polyphony can, unless they've upped it since Project Cars got done. But then Project Cars was getting made the same time as GT Sport, so why hasn't this game got it? It's a strange one. It can't be anything to do with like licensing because of another game got it, because Project Cars has got it. Forza 7's got it. Assetto Corsa had it. Loads of iRacing's got it. Loads of games have got it. So I really don't know what the issue is with it. Yeah, I think we'll get I think we will get Grand Valley at some point. I can't believe that he would not. I mean, it's the most suited track for this game, you know, with the FIA. It's kind of like it's got a really good layout to it. It would fit GT Sport really well. So Grand Valley I can see coming. I know Deep Forest is apparently working on GT Sport. They're just obviously finishing it off on that. That's what they said about 6 months ago. So what they're doing to it, who knows? Kelsey, you just don't like Spa. You don't count. I mean, I would love them to add Spa. One track that I would like them to add, that the only other game that I've played it on is iRacing, is Montreal. I love that track. It's such a good track to race on. But it's only, there's not many of it. I think, is it Automobilista as well that has it? But not many games go for Montreal. But it's a really good track. I mean, I want Spa, one of my better tracks, so Istanbul, yeah. Istanbul's such a good track. That's on Grid Autosport. I love Istanbul. But I think it's, again, I mean, I can't believe it'd be too hard to get a licensing for that, because it's not exactly a massively popular track, so... I mean, it's a popular track with... I think a lot of people like it, but it's not used in a lot of series anymore. So I don't see why they couldn't get that. I would try and get that track, unless Codemaster have some sort of deal with it, because it's always on Grid Autosport. I mean, Froxen, that's never going to come to GT Sport. Like Alton Park, I'd love Alton Park on GT Sport, but it ain't going to happen. They're too, like... They're not really well-known enough tracks to go on GT Sport, I think. Yeah, I really want Rain, and just a case of when we're going to get it. This is the thing with Polyphony, they take too long to do things. And it starts making me wonder if there's going to be some sort of like GT Sport 2.0 when the PS5 comes out in 2009, because it's going to come out in 2019, the PS5. And are they going to like hold everything back, and like are they redoing everything again and holding it all back, and then it's going to come out when that comes out? I feel like they take too long to do things, Polyphony. They're too bothered about details that don't matter. I remember seeing an interview when they were talking about like dimensions of a tree around the track. Now, when I'm driving, I don't care if there's a tree that's not wide enough or whatever. It doesn't matter to me. I just want the tracks. And that was one of the reasons why they couldn't port over some of the... that's what they tried to say was the reason why some of the old, you know, the fictional tracks are not on the game now, because the originals were made a long time ago, so the, like, the scales weren't correct to the trees and stuff, but it can't be that hard to sort stuff like that out. No, we want Raincaster. That'll be good. That's a good addition to add. Yeah, Rain is definitely coming, and I'm looking forward to when it does. Oh no, I'll guarantee you they're already doing something for it. Well, I already heard something about the PS5 version, but whether it was true that they were planning on, they've already got pretty much, there'll be like another version that'll be launched with the PS5, but whether that was true or not, who knows? I have no idea. You know, people start rumors, and then some of them are just total rubbish. Yeah, I'm wondering if that'll ever come. The penalty system that they use at the World Tour events. I'm wondering if that's just for the World Tour events. Who knows? Yeah, VR, with a new VR headset though, really, I've got a flying around here. You need like a new, the new VR headset though that supports a bit higher resolution. You know, a bit more HD, because the current VR headset's okay, but it's a bit pixelated. It's not bad, but it's not great. Yeah, I mean, I've got the PS4 Pro now, and it's kind of worth it, but I think it's a bit better now that they've added more games that support it. But I'll be definitely getting the PS5 on the release day. Just have to start saving up. I don't want Arsenal to win the league. The track will have more grip in the wet. Yeah, not many games seem to follow that though, but we've already got the tire debris on the side of the tracks, the marbles, so surely that couldn't be hard for them to do, because I'd love that. Like the racing line still has grip, but though if you want to go for an unusual overtake, to have like a wide line that gives you extra grip, that would be really good. You've got a PS4 Pro with VR, but I've never played GT Sport with it. Have you got GT Sport as well? Why have you not tried it? It's supposed to be really good, to be fair, just for like hot lapping. It's supposed to be good fun. I've heard that it's one of the better VR experiences, but I haven't got a VR headset to be. I'm not going to buy the PS VR headset because I'm convinced there'll be a version 2 that comes out with PS5. Are the marbles only cosmetic though? Because I find when you run in them, you have no grip at all. I always find if you go in them marbles, I'm sure they mentioned it in the patch notes that they've altered the way grip is on the marbles. So I think they do affect grip. So what car am I going to get this time? Let's see what we got options for. I just want race cars. I don't want road cars, because the race cars is what I'm going to end up using. What's that? Is that the Toyota 86? Is it? Oh yeah, I'll have that. That's not bad. That's okay. I can use that in some tracks, so that's not bad. If you ever race on Blue Moon infield track, and where the marbles build up a bit weird, they go in the wrong place on that. The two left-hand corners that go onto the back straight, the tight hairpin corners. If you go on their marbles, it affects your grip massively. Yeah, it's not a bad car for Group 4, that, to be fair. I'll take that. It's just handy to get some of these cars for when daily races are on, if like just without buying new cars all the time, because obviously while I'm trying to rank it up. First, easy. And back on your grip goes away, slides around the two. Yeah, they mentioned that in the patch though, that the time that it takes to remove the dirt and stuff off you before the grip's back to normal it's been increased. That was mentioned in, I don't know when, was that mentioned in the last patch or the patch before? I think it was. What car are we in now? McLaren. I feel like this McLaren's got a little bit better to drive recently. I don't know if they've altered something on it. Let's just do this so I don't have to keep doing it. Yeah, I think it might be an underrated car, to be fair. It probably takes a lot of practice to get the most out of it, but I know I had a little go of it the other day and it felt really nice. I don't know what the Group 4 car's like either, I don't know. Yeah, there's no brake fading. Not that I know of, because you can still do the thing that I noticed with regards to burning fuel is you have to set, if you're going to do it in qualifying, you have to set your brake bias more to the rear, because if you have it to the front when you're doing that, it burns out the front tires. They've changed that, I know that. But how you feel? The brake fade, I've not heard of any that being added, to be fair. I think that might be getting a bit too complicated for the physics of GT, and you know, it's not the worst physics, but it's quite complicated to keep adding like stuff like that into the game. So over 2 million now anyway. Another million to go. So I'm not gonna be able to race that race today, but at least if I get it done, then if I stream again before Monday, I can race one of the Red Bull race, the Red Bull 2014 on my US account. See, I think that's what they need to start doing now, right? With some cars, stop altering the BOP, and start altering the setups to make them more drivable. Because I'll guarantee you, a lot of the reason people don't use certain cars is not because they're underpowered or whatever. It's because they're tricky to drive. And you know, if you ever play Assetto Corsa and other games, the McLaren 650S is one of the best GT3 cars for handling. It's a really nice car to drive, and I think they need to get the handling a bit more like how them games have got it, because a lot of people like, if you drive, I think even on R Factor 2, I think it's quite good to drive as well, but GT Sport was always a little bit twitchy and weird compared to other cars. Yeah, gear ratios are quite an important thing on GT, so it's one of them though, isn't it? Some tracks suit certain gear ratios, other tracks suit different gear ratios, so it's kind of just like a bit of I would think the more tracks they add, the more variety you're going to get in terms of cars that are strong at certain tracks. You might, I mean, I know that the McLaren can be really good at Suzuka. I've seen that really high up there, and Nürburgring can be really good at. Definitely feels like they've done something since McLaren though. It feels a lot more stable than it used to be. I feel like you can get on the power easier. But then again, the BOP is not on at the moment, so you don't know what the power settings are. This led to me. I don't know. What's this? Whilst on the subject of communicating, we were told that we would draft our group 3 cards in the briefing at Tokyo. But that happened via email instead. Huh. They need to start doing some one-make races for these World Tour events, because it's not fair that some of these races are being decided by who's got the best car. You know, let's have everyone in the same car and have a one-make race, and then see what the best, you know, the best, and let them qualify for them, and then see who the best drivers are. I mean, obviously for the manufacturer series, you're not going to be able to do that, but for the nations, I think that's 100% they should be doing stuff like that. I still think they should just do one-make races though, and then just have the race in one-make as well. Because some people are better at qualifying than other people, and they're better in the race. It's just random. It's something that I want them to do for the daily races on this as well. If they add an endurance race, let us qualify. Don't let us do a time trial to determine where we start on the grid, because the amount of times I see people that are in the top 10 stars, but then when we get to FIA races, and then they don't even get in the top 10 in qualifying because they're not very good at qualifying. They can just sit there and hot lap for hours. I think that's what they need to do for the if they ever do add an endurance race. Make the qualifying like it is an FIA. Give us like 10 minutes qualifying, then a 45-minute endurance race. I mean, the problem with you say 2, 3, and 4 hour races won't work purely because people will just disconnect and get bored, and you'll have massive field spread. And in theory, yeah, it sounds great, but a lot of console people don't have 3 hours to even game. So if you said you've got to sit there for 3 hours, you'll find only about 5 people enter the race. I think 45 minutes, 40 minutes, 45 minutes is a good balance. It's a long enough race to make it entertaining, and I think if you start going over an hour and a half, you're getting to the point where a lot of people won't bother. Alright, let's see what I'm going to get this time. Yeah, it works in iRacing because it's on PC, and if you back out of a race, you lose a lot of stuff. And but people on console, a lot of them don't care. They'll just, I think on PC it works because like, even though there's not as many online, a lot of these drivers are more serious about the racing. Oh, I'll take that Hurricane, not bad. I'll have that. Like, if you have a situation where you're going to go into a 2-hour race or a 3-hour race, and you get in there and there's only two A+ drivers, B rated drivers, C and D, and the 2 A+ drivers start the race, within 10 minutes they're 30 seconds ahead, I'll guarantee you so much that a lot of the C and D and B drivers will just back out because they won't want to sit there for an hour and a half. They'll just leave. They'll just take the loss in points and just leave. I don't mind the laminate. Yeah, it's not. It's a little bit. I think they've improved it a bit recently in some patches. It's not as bad as it used to be, but it still is twitchy. What one can I do? How much do I need? 800,000 still. Where's that one? I'm looking for a really small one that'll be easy to do. Where is it? Yeah, there you go. That'll be really quick and easy. I'm only doing these just to get money. Just trying to get enough money to buy the X 2014. They're easy to get gold, so thought I'd get some money. It's the Group 4 now. I forgot about the gear ratios on this car. Second gear is really low, isn't it? No, if you do the lap attack, I don't think you get the money for all the individuals, do you? I don't think you do, anyway. Because you don't get the gold for the other one, so you'd still have to get. I'm pretty sure you still have to do the individuals to get the money. Number 2. So easy, these are just. I feel like it's boring, but I just want to get these the money to get, so I can get that Red Bull. The only interesting part is what car you get at the end of it. At least it's getting rid of some hours anyway until Blackout. I so can't wait for that. Keep calling it Blackout, but it's Black Ops 4, but I'm just only going to play Blackout. Have I gone on? Yeah, that's the right one. Just checking I was in the right one. Brake bias in the rear on this because it's 4-wheel drive, so naturally it's going to understeer like that. So rear brake bias, when you hit the brakes, it's going to kick the rear end out. So you'll see a lot of people who drive in like the 4-wheel drive cars in general tend to go rear brake bias. But then if you're in a Porsche, for example, the 911, where obviously the engine's in the middle, it's MR, rear engine drive, so into a corner, you tend to find -1, so 1 to the front kind of helps it out in stability. I only what, 700,000 now, and it'll be less than that in a minute when I've finished this, so. hopefully I'll do the stream on Saturday, and then I'm going to probably stream on Sunday another one of these, ranking this American account up so I can do both races. Yeah. Four-wheel drive cars just understeer a lot, so you want to create oversteer with the car, so you always go. There are some exceptions where front bias works with certain cars, even four-wheel drive, but it also depends on the track you're running. You'll find that some tracks, I think with the Veyron at is it Autodrome Maggiore, I tended to go more front bias and it worked. But like I say, it's just which track you're on. Whereas at Monza with the Veyron, I went rear. The thing with this Evo takes quite a bit of time to get used to driving because it's so weird. It's not like much else on the game because you have to really get used to putting the power down. Yeah, negative on some MR. See, I used -1 on the Veyron at Maggiore because Lightning told me to do it. He found it out and it worked really well. But it was only that track. Normally I go like +3 to 5 on the four-wheel drive cars. It's done that. Rage. Yeah, we all have that, to be fair. Ah, what? I mean, I'll take the is it the Corvette there, the Group 4 one? Oh, no, I don't want that. I didn't want that. Yeah, some tracks depends on the corners whether it's. I think it's just sometimes it's just random with the game as well. Like in general, though, I find the Porsche never ever go rear bias. I always go -1 to -2 now, especially since the last update. I think since that last update, it feels like some cars have more front end grip. So if you go even more to the rear, it just kicks the rear out. You know, one thing they should never have bothered with this game was a rally. They could have added the rally cars in the game, but they should not have bothered with the tracks because it's so bad, the rally physics on this game. They should have just saved the time and concentrated on more tracks. Where's the normal Willow Springs? There. That's an easy track to do. Then do this one and I have to see what time it is. See you later, mate. Thanks for coming in. I mean, oval, I don't mind in there because there are people that don't mind them. I mean, you find that oval is more American based because obviously they're fans of oval racing more than the EU. But I think rally is just pointless. I just don't see why they even wasted the time with it. If they'd got the rally handling good, then I would have played it. But it's so bad. I haven't took the traction control off. I've never driven a Group 3 car around this, so I have no idea how fast to drive this. I said it before. I don't know the North life. I don't fully know it. So, and I want to just get money as quick as possible. Do you not like the Project Cars 2 rally? The Rally X? I didn't mind it when I tried it, to be fair. I thought it was okay. I think I've got a couple of videos of rallying on it on my channel from when I did some hot lap sessions for someone for their hot lap session. Like they did a weekly event, and he asked me just to do a lap so they can use it as a guide. So I found it okay. I didn't mind it. I felt you could get the car really sideways and get on the power, and it was quite fun. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like they can't do both physics in in most games. They struggle to get either right. Chasing the American dream, yeah. I'm gonna go and win the FIA season, the Americas region. Not. I think I can get in the to be fair, I should be able to get close to the top 10 though. If I put, obviously, because I'll be doing it after the EU race as well, I'll have the knowledge of what strategy to run as well, so I'll be in a bit of an advantage as well, really. Yeah, I don't see why they added the rally, and it just to me it made no sense. It's not what the game's about, and it doesn't play well. So it was a waste of time, I think. I think they kind of know that as well. I mean, it's not like we've been getting any rally tracks added, is it? So can't even think where I am on the track here in Group 3 cars. Might have to do this one again. I lifted well to it. Even with lifting early, you still get the gold. I'll see you later, Neil. Yeah, it should be done soon, I think. Might not get it on stream though. I might not get to what I need to in a minute because we've got a parents' evening in a bit for the kids, so maybe get one more done before I end it. But I'm going to probably stream on, hopefully stream, I can't guarantee obviously because it all depends on what happens in the day and that, and what kids are behaving like and stuff, but hopefully stream on Saturday and Sunday again. On Saturday though it'll be FIA practice lobbies, I think, if I do one. Which I'll probably need some practice because I've got a feeling I'll be spending quite a lot of time in blackout tomorrow. I keep forgetting I'm in the Corvette and it's better to change gear midway in this. Yeah, I'm gonna possibly stream some Blackout tomorrow, because I said this as well about although I probably won't get anywhere near as many people watching. I'm not really worried, but it's quite easy to talk to people while I'm... This is actually quite easy to talk to people and read chat when you're doing this as well, but on Blackout it's a lot easier. Obviously, you have moments in games like Battle Royale games where you just sat there for a few minutes just waiting for the circle to come in. Nah, oh, on the original PS4, I don't know about the original. I know on the PS4 Pro it was fine. It wasn't as good as obviously the multiplayer graphics, but I could accept that for the amount of like size of the map and the action and having like 100 players in one game. But I can't wait for it, me. I started getting a bit better towards the end. I think at the beta that it was on, I think it was 8 solo victories in the end, because it took me about 3 days to get my first one, and then I got like what, I think I got 2 on the same day, and then next day I got 3 in a row, 3 games in a row, 1 solo victories, and I won a solo versus quads. I won 1 in them as well, where you just go in solo against teams, and I won 1. Yeah, that's what I say, Hellfire. Like, that's why on FIA, credit to Tijani, because it's not easy to do. It does take a lot of time, and I think it's just it's a thing about the more you stream, the better you get at it. So I imagine in 3-4 months I'll be able to stream FIA and still keep the pace and concentration fairly easily, but it does take time and practice. You know, if you have 1 second of looking at the chat and you miss a breaking point by 5 meters or something, you could end up off the track. And I wanted the F1 car. I've just got an MR2. This game is serious. I've just won an MR2 before. Yeah, the more he talks, the faster he gets. See, there's some people like that though, because I've seen other people who stream and that they can just do it. It's like, the more, obviously, the more you do it, the more you get used to it and it becomes natural. But I've never really done much streaming, so I did okay though when I think you were in the race, this man, in the group 2 races at Fuji, but I wasn't really talking. I was just in the zone and I was just kind of focused on the race. I wasn't really looking at the chat and stuff. I was obviously having to have an odd look at it every now and then, but when you concentrate 100%, that's when I perform better. Have we got time to do one more quick one? I mean, where's a small track just to... There's a quick one. I'll get a car for that as well, I think. Yeah, definitely I need 100% focus. That's when I'm better. But I'll probably stream some of the FIA Americas in like a month. Once I've done a few, get a few out, have some practice, might stream the odd one. Particularly if it doesn't really matter where I finish. You open. Yeah, that's the same. Like if like me missus, I'd be quiet. Like if she ever if she ever talking to you and trying to say, you just zone out. You're not zoning. You're just zoning in on that, and it's like what? Just end up crashing. I don't think I've ever driven this track, to be fair. What is this? Oh my god. This is a short oval, isn't it? Now I know why I've never driven this. Didn't even get the gold after it again. Never even driven that. Weird, that track. Yeah, it's horrible. Actually, this track kind of rings a bell from when they did an event, didn't they, before the game came out? And I'm sure they used that track in one of the events on like the big live show. I was like, what are they doing? I think that it rings a bell. Is there a track also in GT now where you can run with wet weather? Because I've seen videos of people running GT Sport with like wet conditions, but I don't know what track it is. Oh, no good cars. I can really win again. Oh, is it in the missions, Mystic? I didn't know that. I'll have to check that out at some point. Oh, Jim Carter. Do you know what that reminds me? Actually, I should have tried to on V Rally 4. The Jim Carter on that was quite fun. Should actually go back and try and learn one of the tracks and do a video on it. Because I started to feel like if I got the wheel, the thing is with Jim Carter though, I'd need like the handbrake. You can get the Thrustmaster handbrake, so you can do proper handbrakes. It's not the same trying to do it with a button on the wheel. It just doesn't work. Doesn't feel right. See if we can do one more quick one. Do that one. That one's an easy one. Yeah, so I might stream some Blackout tomorrow. It depends. See if what time's like and how tired I am, because I don't know what time I'll go to sleep tonight. Because apparently there's a 50GB update that you have to update on day one, and I don't know if you can do that now. I'm gonna have to go on when I finish streaming and see if you can do the update. Okay, so I forgot about the braking point there. Do it again. Forgot what track that was. It's around the 100 board, isn't it? You brake on this. Brake too late again. What am I doing? I'm having trouble with this one already. They're live right now, yeah, but you can't. The servers might be live, but I can't do anything about it. Why can't I beat this? What is going on? Yeah, the servers are live, but you can't start playing the game till midnight. I've downloaded it on the store, so yeah, I know I like this track normally. I just haven't done it for that long. Yeah, you have to be. You could have. There was a way of streaming. You could have. I could have done it if I would have originally bought the game on the New Zealand store by creating a New Zealand account, and then I'd have had to buy it from that store. But the only way I'd do it now is by buying it again, and I ain't buying it again. Not a chance. Oh, you can do it because you could have been playing from like last night, because New Zealand's midnight was obviously ages ago, because they're the first country to hit midnight. So people create a New Zealand account and buy the game on their account, and then it activates on your main account. But I presume you'd have to have PlayStation Plus on that main account as well, because normally you have to have PlayStation Plus on the account that you buy the game on. So you'd have to spend about £100 just to play it early, and I'm alright, you know. I'll just play it tonight. I played the beta, so I know what I'm doing. Yeah, I'll do Australia. I'll probably do an Australian account or something like that for when I want to rank this one up, get this to A+. As soon as I've got about 60k DR, you know, good enough to get in the top splits every time, then I'll do the Asia one, and then I can start racing some of them as well. Should be some good fun as well, racing them. But then, like I said the other day as well, it all depends on the quality of the connection as well. Do this final one and then I'll have to end the stream in a minute. On between Blackout. For me, the reason why I would go with Blackout is because I'm more multiplayer focused. Yeah, 50. That's what I'm going to update in a minute. I'll probably try and see if I can update it a bit. But Red Dead, I bought the original and just didn't really play it because I don't know why on single player games I tend to get a little bit bored, and I want to play against other people, like real people, where the AI isn't predictable. You know, you don't know what someone's going to do, and for me that's more fun. And plus, like, obviously playing with other people as well. Call of Duty, this man, it's the new, obviously let's start that. In the new Call of Duty, there's a Blackout mode, there's a Battle Royale mode with like up to 100 players or so. I played the beta and it was really good. It's the first time I've been excited for a Call of Duty game in a long time. No race, no bike. I said this though. You can race a quad. Just race the quads. Oh, is it 2 laps? I didn't realise it was 2 laps. Yeah, I didn't realise. I've just read your comment and just do it again. For an oval track, I actually don't mind this one too much. I don't think the Hyundai is particularly good here though. A lot of understeer. I'll read that in a minute. I can't. Why? I'll just try and finish this off. Yeah, I got a goal right. Love your stream, mate. Thank you very much for that donation. I appreciate that. Thank you for your comment as well. I'm glad you enjoy them. Yeah, yesterday's oval race I didn't do. I can't believe you did that. Did you do that, Miss Man? I stayed away from that. High speed ring. Do you reckon they'll ever bring that back to GT Sport? Right, let's see what car we got, and then I'll have to end this stream because I've got to go and get the kids and go and see if they've been good at school. Yeah, I didn't do either. The first time I think I've not done both in a long time. I'll take the Ferrari. Give me the... Ugh. Why is it giving me such bad cars? You know, on my main account, I got so many GT3 cars from this. They must have changed something. I swear they've probably changed the ratio at which you get certain cars. SRB. Right, so I can probably get to the 3 million easily before I stream on this account again to do some races on both the Daily Race B and the Daily Race C. Yeah, Carl, you made a good decision not doing that. It was a disaster. I could see that it would have been a disaster. I knew I was staying well away from that. So got me rating up to BS. How many races? I don't even think I've done that many races. Let's just I've probably got some stuff to get to rank up, haven't I, on my level? Come out of this. So I'll do this first. So I've got that one. I've got mileage points there where I could probably might be some cars available I can get as well. Pole positions. So we races. 12 races I've driven. So 12 online races. I think I've had 10 wins or something so far. I had that disaster, didn't I, where I wasn't really concentrating. What, I've won 11, so only that one race I haven't won so far because I didn't I spun, didn't I, when I was trying to race that other guy. Press X on the car. Just lucky. I'll try it though. Okay, that's all done there now. Let's have a quick look in here. What's in the mileage exchange? No. I mean, I can get them, but I'll do that another time. Anyway, I'm gonna end the stream there, and then we'll get back to ranking this up on Sunday. Hopefully, the American account, and hopefully we might get to A rated on Sunday because I can do some odd races when I'm not streaming every now and then, and also I'll be doing daily race C then as well. So probably no stream tomorrow, but there might be a stream of Blackout, possibly. Feel free to come in and chat. I don't think I'll get anywhere near as many viewers because it's obviously mainly a racing. It's just a racing game channel, and a lot of people won't be worried about it. But come and check it out if you want. If I do it, not sure if I will yet. Saturday probably will be streaming a practice lobby for the FIA races. I shouldn't need too much practice for the Brands Hatch race or the Fuji one, to be fair. It'll just be a case of maybe getting on Friday night, warming up on the time trial, and then we'll do some open lobby practices on Saturday. And then Sunday I'll probably do the stream for this again. For this, don't know what I need to try and think of. I've got a video that I can release as well. Probably do that tomorrow now because I'm running low on time. So that race with Jonas in the Group 4 cars, I think I'll release that because that was really good fun, that race. So anyway, thank you to everyone who came in. Thank you to everyone who subscribed to the channel. I had quite a few subscriptions again. Thank you for the donation as well. Acid Drop 267, thank you very much for that. And thank you for everyone who's just come into the stream. I appreciate you watching, and we'll be back again as soon as possible. Yeah, I might get quite a few views, to be fair. I might get surprised. I'm not bad at Call of Duty. I'm not like, I wouldn't say I'm amazing. On Black Ops 3, my KD was around 2.3, 2.4. And I got my, in the Black Ops 4 beta, the on the Battle Royale mode, I started off really low on about Redfern Till donate 50. Wow, $50. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Here, Keith, for all the vids and tips over the years. That massively appreciated, Redfern. Man, that's a lot of money. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. Wow, I don't know what to say now. I think that's my highest ever donation. That I really appreciate that. Yeah, with Blackout, I got it to about 1.7, but it started on about 0.9 because when I first went into it, I haven't played Call of Duty in ages, and it's a little bit different to get used to because everyone's used to the fast-paced, run and kill. But on Blackout, you've got to play it different. The hot dropping, you've got to drop down, get the kills as soon as possible, get a gun, and just go and try and kill the first people near you. Sometimes you die straight away, but then other times it goes well, and then it's about playing more stealthy towards the end, the end game in it. But it is enjoyable. Anyway, I appreciate that again, Redfern. You've got the highest donation I've ever had. That. But like I say, don't you know, you shouldn't feel obliged to do that. I do the videos to help you out. So thanks again though. I appreciate everyone who donates, even if it's £1, it's appreciated. You know, it helps me out, it helps me create more content, it helps me pay the bills for internet, helps me also find, like with the donations I got last time, I got this mic sorted. So I want to improve the channel all the time, so most of what I get I'm trying to put back into creating better content. Obviously I've got the Elgato as well and stuff like that. It's important to try and use anything I get for improving the channel. My opinion about the GTR GT3, I quite like it. I don't know, I mean, it was good in some tracks, not so great in other tracks. It's like any car. Some tracks it's going to be strong at, some tracks it's going to be weak at, but it's not the worst car by any means. It's an okay car. Yeah, it's an okay car, the GTR GT3. I quite liked it at Bathurst. I remember at Bathurst it was really good. So if you ever want to use it at Bathurst. I found it really fast there. So try it there and you'll really like it. Anyway, gotta end the stream. Gotta go and pick up the kids and see if they've been naughty at school or not. Anyway, thanks everyone for watching. And like I say, hopefully be streaming tomorrow and Saturday and Sunday possibly. Possibly quite a few days of streaming coming up. So make sure you come back and check it out. Thanks again everyone. See you all soon.